hear that? That's the sound of jazz music with a Caribbean accent. Yeah, man. I'm Britt Waters, and today Reginald Cyntje, born and raised in the islands, brings his own special blend of Caribbean flow and modern jazz right here to our studio on The Sound. Hello everyone, Britt Waters here on The Sound with one of DC area's hottest trombonists, Caribbean jazzman, Reginald Cyntje. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I don't understand why. You're born and raised in the islands, all that beautiful weather, the palm trees. What made you come to the DC area?
Well, one of the things that brought me to the mainland United States was that at home I was only playing like calypso and reggae music. So I wanted to play jazz music, so I came to Boston, went to Boston actually in 1993. Studied at Berklee College of Music, and then eventually came to DC.
Nice.
Yes.
Is DC more receptive than Boston or other parts of America?
Well, after I left Boston, I went back to the Virgin Islands, then to New York, and then I was checking out different cities where I wanted to settle in, and I came to DC, and DC reminded me a lot of home. In fact, when you listen to the go-go beat and you listen to the calypso beat, there's a lot of similarities.
I noticed that when I first moved here. Well, take it away. No further ado. Thank you. We'll be right back with more of Reginald Cyntje, and he's going to tell us how he wants to build a music legacy. We'll talk about that a lot more when the sound returns. Welcome back to The Sound. I'm Britt Waters, here hanging out with the man critics say is one of Washington's most creative trombonists, Caribbean jazz man, Reginald Cyntje. So what's the name of the song you just played for us?
Well, the first song we played was original called Daybreak.
Okay.
And the next one we played was Spiritual.
So good. You seem so confident and comfortable, but I hear you're shy off stage. Is that true?
Well, that's not I'm shy. It's just like when I'm on stage, I enjoy being around this huge audience. But when I'm off stage, it's like, now I just want to go and be in a room.
Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a Kanye West vibe.
Well, not Kanye West. No, not Kanye West. Just you know, when you spend a lot of time in the public eye, you want to have some time to yourself, kind of thing. So I enjoy that moment where.
So is it almost like an alter ego?
No, it's not an alter ego. It's just balance. You know, so if you're on the stage and you have to be on all the time on stage, you know, there's a lot of preparation that goes into performing, the practicing, the rehearsals, etc. So when you get on stage and you perform, and you have all these eyes watching you, when you get off the stage, you just want to relax and.
Oh, I picture you when you get home, you kick your shoes off, you put the trombone away, and you're just chilling.
No, I don't put the trombone away. It's practice time.
Practice time.
Yeah.
You've been playing since you were 12.
Yes.
Was trombone always the instrument of choice?
Yes, it was. In the 6th grade, I was walking down the hall and I saw this guy demonstrating an instrument, and I wondered, what was that instrument, you know? And then shortly after that, my next door neighbor was playing the instrument, and his older brother was playing the trombone in a calypso band, and my cousin started playing the trombone as well. So when I went to the 7th grade, there was band on my schedule. So the girls were picking flutes and clarinets, etc. The boys were trumpets and drums and saxophone. So for 2 reasons I picked the trombone. One was because I wanted to be different, and then 2 because I kept seeing the instrument, you know.
Was that okay in the household? Because the trombone can be really loud.
Well, it was fine. In fact, my whole community, my whole neighborhood, they were always very supportive because the trombone is a very loud instrument, and when you practice in certain exercises on the instrument, it doesn't sound beautiful. You know, it's a lot of technical exercises to be able to play the instrument. So my neighbors in St. Thomas, in this area called Anna's Retreat, they were like, very supportive. They were like, every time they know when I come back home to the Virgin Islands because they hear the trombone, I'll get like a Facebook message or something saying, oh, we know you're home because we heard the trombone, you know. So my whole community was very supportive. Not only my parents, but everyone in the community.
That's
they heard
really
the
nice.
trombone, yeah.
How often do you get to go home?
I was just there. I did jazz in the park in early April. We did a big performance there, so a lot of folks came out, and in fact we now hold a record for the most CD sales at Jazz in the Park in St. Thomas.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So do they treat you the same way now that you became a big star but you started there?
Well, I don't look at myself as a big star. I mean, they've always been very supportive, you know, from since I was a young child. My whole community was always been supportive. They encouraged me, like, you know, my private instructor encouraged me to play European classical music. A lot of the local jazz musicians encouraged me to play jazz, and then the native music of the Virgin Islands is called Quail-Bay. So I also heard a lot of Quail-Bay music as well. So the community has always been very supportive.
And it's so important that you liked music at a young age. I think we're finally getting back into a time where younger kids really enjoy playing music and making music because you also teach as well.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And your students have backed up for Usher. That's huge.
Yeah, one of my trombone students, when he came to me, he was actually into chess.
Okay.
And he was studying with another trombone player, and the trombone teacher he was studying with couldn't find a way to connect with him. So I remember someone saying, you know, when you have a student, find some way to connect with the student, find something that they really like and related to music. So I found he was really into chess, and I didn't know anything about chess, so I started reading about chess. So the next time he came for a lesson, I compared playing music to playing chess. So he fell in love with music right away, and he's been studying with me for a number of years, and then now he's on tour.
If you could tour with any artist, who would it be?
Well, I'm kind of different. I mean, for me, I'm trying to build, I'm trying to create my own path. So I have my bucket of cement and a sledgehammer, so I can knock down doors and pave my own road, you know? Because I mean, I enjoy performing with other artists, but you don't leave anything behind. You know, it's like if you have a job and you work at that job, you don't necessarily, I can't leave that to my kids, you know, which is good to have a job. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I can leave a music catalog to them. I could leave a music school to them. I could leave a music business to them. You know, so I'm trying to work on that. So when they become adults, they have something, if they choose to go into.
Yeah, you won't push them into band like a band dad.
No. Because my parents didn't push me into music. You know, in fact, I started playing music and my parents didn't play any instruments. They were like, okay, cool.
That's awesome. I think you're definitely going to have a legacy because your music is so different. Caribbean with jazz, not everybody's doing that. So I think we should get right back to the music. When we come back, Reginald Cyntje is going to pick up his trombone that he has around with him all the time. He probably sleeps with it again for a special brand of jazz. Stay right here on The Sound. Here with Reginald Cyntje on The Sound. And who do you have with you piano here?
This is Mr. Deontay Childers.
Okay, I'm ready to hear some exciting things. But first, I heard you were in the Army. That has to be different from what you do now.
Well, not necessarily. I was in the Army. So when I went to the Army, I did, you know, basic training, normal soldier and stuff. But then when I went to my unit, I was playing trombone for my unit.
So even if you're just in the band, you still have to go through all the training and
everything?
everything?
You have to go through all the training, yes. Because the idea is that with the Army band, what happens is that in the time of war, you become military police. So you have to go, you know, we have, even if you are playing music, you have a second job in the military as well.
Wow.
And then with my unit, we were self-sustained, so I also worked in operations. So we had to military police stuff, operations, as well as the Army band.
Well, let's get to what you do best, the music. Take it away. Thank you, Reginald. Thank you, everyone. I will see you right back here on The Next Sound. Meanwhile, you can catch me on The Fam in the morning on 93.9 WKYS. See ya.